Kia ora, Lara here, Scrappykea on various social media platforms. I am going to be using a sketch that is created by Rebecca Lockhart. Now, she created this for 30 Days of Sketches with Christie's Beautiful Life Series 10. And so I'm using this shimmer spray over some stitched stars, which is a cut file by Virginia for who runs Confessions of a Paper Addict. So I'll link that below so you can check out some of her gorgeous cut files. That's an Etsy store, and there's also a Facebook group where you can see lots of them being used. And I'm using some white acrylic gloss spray just over the top. So I pre-cut the stitches on my Cricut, and then I've used the shimmer spray over the top and some of the white acrylic gloss, and now I'm going to use those stitching holes that was in this cut file. So this cut file was actually a free one, I think in May either 2022 or even 2021. So each month she has a free cut file that you have to get that month. Otherwise, I believe it's available in the store. This cut file is also by Confessions of a Paper Addict, which is again created by Virginia. And it's just bringing in the stars sort of theme. And I'm going to be using the Season Greetings collection to back some of these star shapes on here. And the reason I'm using this collection, it's kind of a fun play on a summer Christmas, which is what I experience over here in New Zealand. And the photo that I'm documenting is one of my husband wearing a very summery Christmas outfit that my daughter and I organised for him for Christmas. And he was really the superstar of Christmas Day, in that he actually wore this very gaudy outfit that when it's all matching, it almost looks like pyjamas. But not only that, as an ex-chef, he also spent the time preparing and serving the food. So superstar of the day. So hence the star themes that I'm using with these cut files. So I've gone ahead and used my liquid glass, and I've put it onto the larger star shape here. I'm only going to do one of these on camera. You don't need to see me back all of these cut files, but after sticking that down, I'm just using my little fussy cutting scissors, and I'm trimming around the outside edge kind of on a curve so that the back blade tucks underneath, and that way I don't get bits of it sticking out. This cut file, when it came through from the Cricut, there were a few places where it had sort of come away, but because I'm backing it, the backing of the different shapes and things like that is able to support or bring it all back together so it looks like it was meant to be like that right from the start. So there's that one back cut file. Now I'm going to go through, and I've backed all of them, and you can see them there. And here's this photo that I was talking about of my husband in this outfit on Christmas morning. He's actually making us a coffee at this stage, which absolutely lovely. Like, so nice that he is in the midst of cooking our Christmas dinner. He actually stopped and offered people a coffee and made them all coffees, so much appreciated. So I've just used some double-sided foam tape here, and I'm just putting that onto the stars. I think that will be enough to stick it down, and it'll mean that those circle shapes, and again there was sort of that wreath shape in Rebecca's sketch at the start there, and so that's where I've used these circles with the stars to bring that in, and I've added that sort of distressed water paint look with the shimmer spray and the stars, sort of that diagonal pattern coming through there. So the photo is stuck down. So there were sort of three squares. There was a bigger one and then two other sort of square shapes. I'm going to use this tag that I'm writing the journaling on as sort of one of those squares, and I sort of don't bring in the third square as such. It's not a square shape, but I use the title, and because I'll do that over a couple of lines, that creates the other square that was in the sketch. And I've sort of lowered those squares down lower on the page just to suit the photos and sort of the way this page came together as I created it. So I've pulled off that sticker from the Season Greetings sticker sheet, and I'm just going to sort of toyed with tucking it under the photo or under the stars, but I end up just sort of sticking it over. And now I'm just sort of pulling off this palm tree. I love how that's got the lights around it. It just gives that really warm feel. As I'm doing this voiceover, the sun's streaming down outside, and it's far too hot for me to sit out in full sunlight. but that's okay. So I played around with where I was going to stick the title, which is sort of family, and I'm going to stick it sort of to the bottom right, so it kind of emulates that other square without it being an actual square shape, as per the sketch by Rebecca. The sketch, it was meant to be, it might have been October, I can't even remember, just really busy here at home, so I didn't get through all of the sketches, but I love that 30 Days of Sketches with Christy Beautiful Life, the sketches stay there, so I was able to go back there and work on this sketch that I had admired at the time, but just didn't have time to pull something together. And I'm just enjoying using it as a Christmas sketch. So thanks, Rebecca, for designing this, and thank you, Christy, for putting together the sketches and pulling people together that are willing to contribute sketches. Yeah, so again, just thank you to people for sharing their creativity and letting others work within that as well. So just pulling out a few other shapes that I think might work, and I decide here to use sort of the leaves, sort of a bit more foliage, so it brings in a little bit more of the sketch, in that it had the florals and foliage and things on Rebecca's sketch. So I've tucked those in there. It's kind of fun just pulling something together and not having a huge agenda. So other than Christmas and wanting to have a go with the sketch, yeah, just having a bit of fun and creating. So I've used I think it was the citrus yellow pen, and I've used the dark end of the tri-blend marker just to colour some silver glitter gems, just to add that sort of stars in space look. And then I decide I need to pull out a few more kind of embellishment sort of shapes, just a bit more interest in the background there. So I pull out some of the freshly baked acrylic shapes. So there's little hearts and little dots, and these are just a really nice sort of sparkly blue, which I think ties in quite nicely with some of the blues that I've used on this layout. So here's some close-ups coming up. If you've enjoyed this video, I hope you'll subscribe. Check below for links to the other people who are participating in the 14 days of Christmas projects and things here on YouTube. Also check out Virginia's Confessions of a Paper Addict on Etsy, which I will link up below for you to have a look at. Thank you for watching.